Real Madrid spent years waiting for Kylian Mbappe. But when he finally arrived, something strange happened. The goals increased, the trophies didn't. PSG built their entire project around Mbappe for 7 years and never won the Champions League. 2 days before he signed for Madrid, Real Madrid lifted it without him. So what changed? To understand why Madrid became worse after Mbappe arrived, you have to look beyond goals and individual brilliance. Before Mbappe, Real Madrid had something more important than another superstar: balance. In 2023-24, they won La Liga and the Champions League without a traditional world-class number 9. Vinicius Jr. dominated the left. Jude Bellingham attacked from midfield, and Toni Kroos controlled the tempo from deep. Kroos wasn't just another midfielder. He was the system's brain. When he retired, Madrid needed someone capable of replacing that control. Instead, Florentino Perez made the biggest possible statement, signing Mbappe. And that created the first problem. Mbappe isn't a traditional number 9. He naturally drifts toward the left, exactly where Vinicius had become one of football's most dangerous players. So Madrid suddenly had 2 superstars fighting for the same territory. The numbers tell the story. Vinicius made more than 1,300 passes during the season, but only around 15% went to Mbappe. The partnership never developed naturally. They weren't combining. They were occupying the same space. And the player who suffered most wasn't either winger. It was Jude Bellingham. In his first Madrid season, Bellingham scored 23 league goals. After Mbappe arrived, his role became increasingly defensive and functional. He dropped deeper, covered wider areas, and made the runs a traditional striker should have been making. His attacking output collapsed. Then came the defensive problems. Madrid's ball recoveries dropped, pressing efficiency declined, and in major Champions League matches they were sometimes dramatically outrun by opponents. Mbappe's defensive contribution was also questioned, with his tackling numbers far below other attacking players. Because when the first line doesn't press, the midfield has to compensate. And without Kroos controlling the space behind them, Madrid became vulnerable. But the biggest problem wasn't tactical. It was authority. In January 2026, Xabi Alonso was dismissed amid growing tension around the dressing room. Reports suggested friction between the manager and Mbappe, with questions over whether the club was willing to hold its biggest star accountable. And this wasn't completely new. At PSG, managers repeatedly struggled with the balance between tactical discipline and Mbappe's status as the club's superstar. That creates a dangerous precedent. When players believe the star is bigger than the manager loses control. And once that happens, tactics become almost irrelevant. The contrast with PSG is particularly brutal. In Mbappe's final season there, he produced extraordinary numbers, 44 goals and 10 assists. Still no Champions League. The season after he left, PSG finally won it. That doesn't prove Mbappe was solely responsible for their failures, but it does prove something important. Individual production doesn't automatically create collective success. Mbappe is one of the most lethal forwards of his generation. His finishing isn't the problem. The question is whether a team can build a winning structure around him without sacrificing everything else. Real Madrid may have made the classic superstar mistake. They bought the biggest name available instead of solving the biggest problem in the squad. They didn't need another superstar. They needed balance. And if Madrid can't find that balance, Mbappe could end up scoring more goals while the team wins fewer trophies. Because in football, the best player on the pitch isn't always the reason the team is better.